Chief at Breitbart News, Alex Marlow, and host of the Ben Ferguson Show. Ben Ferguson, guys, great to have you on tonight.
Good to be here.
Ben, can you explain the stolen land thing to me and why a party would open the biggest event to date since the election with somebody telling you that you're standing there having breakfast on stolen land?
Well, look, it's an emotional moment, okay? Like, it's so emotional when you're a Democrat and you just want people to know who you are and you just want to raise the money. Look, I've never seen anything like this before in politics, where it's like the crazy people are now in charge of the party instead of at the back of the room. Like, the people you put limits on how long they can talk at your Democratic meetings are now the ones with the agenda items. It is truly unbelievable. And to quote, and rarely do I quote, the Washington Post, they said it's like a war, an infighting between generations. And it's true, because the Democratic Party didn't police the Marxists, the socialists, and the communists. Instead, they promoted them. They're like, oh, yeah, we'll take an AOC. Sure, we'll make Bernie Sanders almost mainstream. Yes, we'll bring in these socialists and communists. And yeah, let's run them for mayor in New York City, for example. And so now what you have is you have total anarchy, where if you don't get your way, you cry about it, you try to find your safe space, you put your pronouns out there, and you also use words like, what was it the other day? Birthing people and not breastfeeding anymore. What is it? It's chest feeding. That is the Democratic Party. So if they want to know why they can't register people right now, when you start referring to people that have babies, which are women, as like birthing people and chest feeding instead of breastfeeding, you've lost America. So good job, guys. You did this to yourself. But hey, at least you got an emotional guy that likes to show his sensitive side and cry a little bit, when he gets his new job.
Alex, why do you think Democrats don't care about regular people in this country or what they want anymore at all?
First, let me speak on behalf of androgynous members of the Saginaw Ojibwe Nation. This entire segment
I think Ben is in the forest right now, too.
All of you guys, this is such a disgrace, and I really wish that I was not a part of it. But that's it. I am a part of it. I don't know why that they think that gender sterilization and open borders and defending criminals over the citizens is preferable to just doing basic stuff like law and order and things of that nature. But I think it's about cognitive dissonance. They think that if Trump does it, it must be wrong. And ironically, Trump has based his entire first 7-8 months of this second term on only 80-20 issues. He's not taking a single issue that's not an 80-20 issue and making it a top-tier priority. Maybe he'll throw something out here or there, but overall, he's going with bread and butter stuff, and he traps them one time after the next. They've stepped on every single rake, and they can't help themselves because, to them, Trump is always wrong and he's always bad.
Orange man bad.
Orange man, we weren't going to do this. Yesterday, I was like, all right, I'm not going to draw any attention to the Democrat summer convention. But then I found myself watching C-SPAN. I couldn't pull away because it kept getting worse.
It's like watching like The Office, except for politics, and it's real life, right? Like, you're the party that says, let's lock up our political opponents. You're like, crap, that didn't work, right? That's like Alex's new book, by the way. It's a great plug. It's a great book. I've read it. You should read it too. But this is the Democratic Party. They thought they could just lock everybody up. It didn't work. And then they're like, holy crap, what do we do now?
Right.
Ben had a nice point in there. I think it's the people, the silly hat delegates are now actually leading the party now. Like the people used to show up once every 4 years and have like a hat wearing contest. They're actually in charge.
And the stolen land lady who made that benediction or whatever that thing was for 2 minutes in the beginning of the entire convention, she had like a sarcastic smile, like a smirk on her face the whole time, almost like she, who was part of some tribe that she told everybody about, almost like she wasn't herself taking it seriously. And then, the mighty Wakatonka River. What could have been, gentlemen, what could have been. I also wanted to talk about this. Donald Trump wants people to go to jail for a year if you burn the American flag. So this probably won't happen. The Supreme Court's already ruled on this issue twice, most recently in the late 1980s. Americans have the right to burn their own American flag if they want to in this country. It's a long-standing principle of the First Amendment. We know that. What I don't get is why the president did this and then at the same time didn't sign an executive order making it legal to burn flags, like the Pride flag and the BLM flag. Remember Enrico Torrio? He did 5 months in prison for burning the BLM banner. Ben, how does that make any sense? You can't burn a Pride flag or a BLM flag in this country when Joe Biden's president, but you can burn the American flag all day.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Look, you go back to Texas v. Johnson, and that was that big case that happened at one of the conventions where there was a man that burned a flag. I'm in favor of having the ability to burn a flag, and let me explain why. I truly believe it's a simple issue of freedom of speech. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to fight you. Doesn't mean I'm not going to come after you. But I want to know who the people are that hate America that burn flags. I want to see them. I also believe that you should be able to burn an LGBTQIA flag or whatever the hell they put on it next. That is how you know you are a free country. And so I hope that the White House listens to this conversation and says, hold on, let's not play checkers. Let's play chess here. And let's have that executive order where you can burn any of these woke liberal flags, or you can do burnouts on a street on top of the painted lines of the gay flag without having it be a hate crime. Remember when that happened?
Right.
And let's just say, hey, you want to paint it? If I got good tires, I'm willing to go get some Michelins out there and burn a little rubber. God bless America. There's fuel involved in that. I promise that's not an electric vehicle either.
Alex, just about 20 seconds. Jesse Kelly tweeted this: I would never in a million years harm an American flag, but a president telling me I can't has me as close as I've ever been to lighting one on fire. I'm a free American citizen, and if I ever feel like torching one, I will. This is garbage. Seems like, Alex, a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah, and I'm a First Amendment guy, too, so I'm fine with the flag burning being legal at this point. But I like what Trump does where he resets people's thinking. He questions things that we assume is gospel. It should not be gospel that you're allowed to burn the flag. I am excited to see what the Supreme Court is ultimately going to say about it and how they're going to weigh in. And Trump is also baiting people on the left to take a really principled stand on behalf of burning the American flag, and they can declare themselves as the American flag cheerleaders. So I think this is one where you don't take Trump literally, and let's see where this goes.
I agree. Alex Marlow, Ben Ferguson, great to have you on tonight. Thank you.
Good to see you.